There is a quiet collapse happening around you, and it does not look like destruction. It looks like comfort. It looks like convenience. It looks like a man sitting still, entertained, satisfied, and slowly dissolving without ever realizing it. You are not broken by pain. You are not crushed by hardship. You are softened by ease. This is the deception. You think strength is lost in suffering, but it is actually erased in comfort. Friedrich Nietzsche warned of this long before your time, the rise of what he called the last man, a man who no longer strives, no longer risks, no longer hungers, a man who chooses safety over greatness, pleasure over purpose, and sedation over becoming. And when you look around now, you begin to understand he wasn't describing the future. He was describing you. You live in a world where everything that once had to be earned is now handed to you instantly. There was a time when pleasure was the result of effort. Food came after the hunt. Intimacy came after pursuit. Respect came after proving yourself. Now there is no hunt, no pursuit, no proving, just access. Endless, immediate, frictionless access. You wake up and stimulation is already waiting for you. Your phone becomes your master before your feet even touch the ground. You scroll without intention, consume without hunger, indulge without resistance. And you tell yourself it's harmless. You tell yourself it's normal. But what you are really doing is training your mind to expect reward without effort. And once that expectation is set, discipline begins to feel like punishment. Understand this clearly. Strength is not something you inherit. It is something you build through resistance. It is forged in tension, in delay, in denial. Every time you face something difficult and move through it, you reinforce your capacity. Every time you choose discomfort over ease, you sharpen yourself. But when that resistance is removed, when life becomes smooth, immediate, and effortless, you are no longer building anything. You are decaying, slowly, quietly, invisibly. Your body may still function, your mind may still think, but your edge is gone. Your sharpness dulls, your will weakens, because without resistance, there is nothing to push against, and without something to push against, there is no growth, only stagnation disguised as comfort. The most dangerous part is that you do not feel it happening in real time. There is no alarm, no moment where everything collapses at once. It is gradual, subtle. You notice it in small ways at first. Your attention span shortens, your patience thins. Tasks that once felt simple now feel heavy. You procrastinate more, you avoid more, you escape more. And instead of confronting this decline, you soothe it with more pleasure, more scrolling, more distractions, more indulgence. You are caught in a loop where the very thing weakening you becomes the thing you rely on to cope with the weakness it created. This is not accidental. This is conditioning. Your brain adapts to whatever you feed it. When you flood it with constant stimulation, it recalibrates your baseline. What once felt exciting now feels normal. What once felt normal now feels boring, and what requires effort begins to feel unbearable. This is how motivation dies, not because you are lazy by nature, but because you have trained your system to reject anything that does not deliver immediate reward. You have elevated pleasure to such a high frequency that reality itself starts to feel dull. And when reality feels dull, you stop engaging with it. You withdraw, you delay, you avoid, you become passive in your own life. And yet, despite all this access, all this stimulation, all this pleasure, you feel empty, not occasionally, consistently, because what you are consuming is not fulfillment, it is artificial stimulation. There is a difference. Fulfillment comes from effort, from progress, from overcoming something that resisted you. It leaves a mark on your identity. It tells you who you are. But cheap pleasure leaves nothing behind. No growth, no identity, no substance, just a temporary spike followed by a deeper drop. And over time, those drops begin to stack. You start to feel disconnected from yourself. You start to feel like you are wasting something, but you cannot quite articulate what it is. You just know something is off. This is the death of desire, not because you have everything, but because nothing means anything anymore. When everything is available, nothing is valuable. When pleasure is constant, anticipation disappears. And anticipation is where drive is born. The chase is where your energy lives. The pursuit is what gives you direction. But you have removed the need to chase. You have eliminated the distance between wanting and having. And without that distance, there is no tension. Without tension, there is no movement. So you sit, you consume, you exist, but you do not advance. This is the man Nietzsche warned about, the one who avoids pain at all costs, the one who chooses comfort over challenge, the one who says, "I have invented happiness," while slowly losing his capacity for greatness. This man does not suffer in obvious ways. He is not starving. He is not struggling. He is comfortable. But beneath that comfort is a quiet decay, a loss of sharpness, a loss of will, a loss of identity. He does not become powerful. He becomes manageable, predictable, controlled by his impulses, led by his cravings, guided by whatever offers him the easiest form of relief. And if you are honest, you can see parts of yourself in this. Not because you are broken, but because you have been surrounded by systems designed to remove friction from your life. Everything is optimized for ease. Faster, easier, more convenient. But ease does not build you. It dissolves you. The more you rely on it, the less capable you become. The less capable you become, the more you rely on it. Until eventually, you are no longer choosing comfort. You are dependent on it. So understand what is happening. You are not being attacked. You are being pacified. There is no force holding you down. There is no visible enemy. There is only access. Endless, effortless access to pleasure that slowly erodes the very thing that makes you strong. And the longer you ignore it, the deeper it embeds itself into your habits, your mind, your identity. This is not a dramatic fall. It is a quiet surrender. And most men will never even realize they have given themselves away. Strength does not return the way it left. It does not come back through comfort, motivation, or waiting for the right moment. It returns through rejection, through friction, through a deliberate decision to go against everything your current state is conditioned to seek. If part 1 was the diagnosis, then this is the confrontation. Because once you see what easy pleasure has done to you, you are left with a choice that most men avoid. You either continue being managed by your impulses, or you begin the process of mastering them. There is no middle ground, and the process begins the moment you understand this. You do not build strength by adding more. You build it by removing what weakens you. The first act is not heroic. It is not dramatic. It is simple, and that is why it is difficult. You say no. Not once, not occasionally, but repeatedly, deliberately, without negotiation. You say no to the constant scrolling, no to the automatic indulgence, no to the behaviors you have normalized, but no are draining you. This is where most men fail because they are still looking for comfort inside the solution. They want discipline to feel good. They want restraint to feel natural. It will not. At first, it will feel like deprivation. It will feel like something is being taken from you. And that is exactly what is happening. You are removing a dependency. You are cutting off the artificial supply that has been dulling your edge, and your system will resist it. This resistance is not a sign you are doing something wrong. It is proof that you have been conditioned. The boredom, the restlessness, the irritation. This is the withdrawal phase. This is your nervous system recalibrating after being overstimulated for too long. Most men interpret this discomfort as failure and run back to what numbs them. But if you understand the process, you stay, you sit in it, you endure it. Because on the other side of that discomfort is something you have not felt in a long time: clarity. Real, unfiltered clarity. The kind that is not drowned out by noise, not buried under constant stimulation. The kind that forces you to see your life exactly as it is. Once the noise begins to fade, something else returns. Slowly, but undeniably, desire. Not the artificial craving for instant gratification, but real desire. The kind that stretches forward. The kind that pulls you towards something instead of pulling you into something. This is where your power begins to rebuild. Because desire, when it is not constantly satisfied, transforms into drive. You begin to want again. You begin to pursue again. Small efforts start to feel meaningful. Simple progress starts to feel rewarding. And what once felt boring, focus, discipline, work, begins to feel natural again. Not because it changed, but because you did. This is the reintroduction of friction, and you must choose it, intentionally, consistently. You do not wait for life to become hard. You make your life harder on purpose. You train your body beyond comfort. You sit with tasks longer than you want to. You remove distractions when your mind begs for them. You finish what you start, even when the urgency is gone. This is how you rebuild your threshold. This is how you expand your capacity. Because every time you move through resistance instead of avoiding it, you reinforce a new identity. Not the one that reacts to impulses, but the one that withstands them. And this is where the shift happens. Discipline stops being something you try to do and becomes something you are. You are no longer negotiating with yourself every time discomfort appears. You expect it. You accept it. You use it. Friedrich Nietzsche spoke of the higher man, the one who creates his own values, who does not submit to comfort, who shapes himself through self-overcoming. This is not philosophy for you to admire. It is a standard for you to meet. Because the moment you stop being controlled by what is easy, you begin to operate from what is necessary. But understand this clearly. This is not about becoming rigid or lifeless. This is about control. True control. Because the goal is not to eliminate pleasure forever. It is to remove its authority over you. When you rebuild your discipline, pleasure becomes a tool again, not a trap. You decide when to engage with it. You decide how much. You decide why. It is no longer something you fall into. It is something you step into consciously. And because it is no longer constant, it regains its value. It becomes sharp again, intentional, earned. And with that control comes something far more dangerous than pleasure: hunger, real hunger. The kind that most men have lost, the kind that drives you forward without needing external motivation. When you are no longer sedated by easy access, you begin to feel the weight of your potential again. You begin to see the gap between where you are and where you could be. And instead of escaping from that realization, you move toward it. You chase it. You build toward it. This is the state that separates you from the majority. Because while they are distracted, you are focused. While they are indulging, you are advancing. While they are comfortable, you are becoming. This is the transformation, from consumer to creator. You stop looking for stimulation and start building meaning. You stop reacting to your environment and start shaping it. Your time becomes intentional. Your actions become precise. Your energy is no longer scattered across meaningless indulgences. It is directed, controlled, weaponized. You become sharper, calmer, more dangerous in your execution, because you are no longer divided within yourself. And in the end, the choice remains the same. It has always been the same. The world will continue to offer you ease. It will continue to remove resistance. It will continue to sedate you if you allow it. But strength will never come from that direction. It will only come from the path you choose when you reject it. The last man chooses comfort and calls it happiness. The higher man chooses struggle and calls it growth. One becomes manageable, the other becomes powerful. You do not need more access, you need more resistance. And once you understand that, everything changes. Thus remember, we are Interceptor. Crusaders bundle, 4 ruthless lessons, 1 unbreakable code. For a limited time, claim all 4 Indeceptor audiobooks for the price of 3. Step inside the private archive of discipline, power, and psychological warfare, where lust is conquered, the mind is weaponized, and legacy is forged. Don't just listen. Arm yourself. Indeceptions.com